Hello, YouTube! For those who maybe don't know, we record episodes of Regression on Twitch a couple weeks before they show up on this channel. So while this week, the 5th episode of the season just appeared on YouTube, here on Twitch we're closing in on the finale of the season. In 2 weeks, we will be recording the Season 5 finale, and spoiler alert, I wish TCG is kicking our asses. It's unfortunate. In fact, it's so unfortunate that last week we were talking about it, and I believe it was RJ who made an offhand joke about letting people who donate to the Samir Project contribute cards to Wish's deck, and I've decided to make that official. Starting now, and until we record the finale on May 28th, 2 weeks from when I am saying this, for every donation of $20 or more donated to the Samir Project, we will force Wish to play one bad card in his deck. Wish can play whatever else he wants that allows him to show up to the finals with a fully legal deck. If he is playing a 60-card list, he must cut however many cards to accommodate donation contributions, but he will be required to play whatever cards the donations bring. Now, if our past experiences with Legul have taught us anything, it's that forcing Wish to play bad cards, unfortunately, is not a surefire way to make him lose. But you know, at a certain point you have to try, and if we are destined to get absolutely shit on in the season finale, at this point I'd rather it to be something really stupid rather than an obscure Towers or an obscure Marshmallow. To donate, follow the instructions at the top of every episode of Regression this season. Go to the Samir Project page, donate, and make sure you type YGO Regression somewhere in your public-facing name, as well as make sure you've toggled your donation to appear publicly. This is the method I've decided upon to allow people to donate without having to submit a form, so it's very important. If you donate and don't put YGO Regression in your public-facing name, I cannot count your donation. If you take the time to donate, make sure you make your request for what card we put in Wish's deck under your name in the comment section of this video right here. Down there, just put it in the comments. And the other thing I will say is, you need not necessarily follow the ban list or the card pool that we have for this season in order to force something into Wish's deck. For example, and just to show how this will work, today I myself donated to the Samir Project, and I will declare, therefore, that for the finale, Wish is forced to play Time Wizard. In fact, I'm going to go one step further. This is such a tangent, but in a previous episode I jokingly said if somebody donates $100, Wish has to activate Time Wizard, and unfortunately Stove did donate $100, but after Time Wizard had already left the field, so we're bringing that back too. Since Stove has already donated the first time Wish draws Time Wizard in the finale, he needs to drop everything else, summon Time Wizard, and activate its effect at least one more time. That's not a thing you get to do, that's entirely me. That has nothing to do with anything else and probably shouldn't be in this video. Too bad. But yeah, Wish can play whatever he wants after he's fulfilled the requirements. Now, I know we like to have fun on the show, but for what it's worth, the Samir Project is an organization I truly care deeply about. They are getting warm food, water, and medical care to some of the most devastated populations in Palestine. This aid goes directly to everyone from children to the disabled, all types of people who have been displaced, lost loved ones, and otherwise been devastated by Israel's occupation and the USA-funded genocide. There are many people who have very little who rely on the Samir Project, so I hope you'll strongly consider donating today. Even with the economy being the way it is, remember that just a couple of small donations can go a long way. In my view, we continue to play silly card games and fundraise in the hopes that one day Palestine will rebuild their lives, revitalize their communities, know true freedom from occupiers, and return to their homes. And also in the hopes that someday we will all march our asses to Canada and burn down I Wish TCG's home. Thank you and good day.